No matter what nobody said, let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most shocking moments and revelations from the Netflix docuseries Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Warning, some of the information contains distressing details.
I'm still in this movie, and I just know the ending, and that it's going to end happily ever after.
Final Days of Freedom filmed.
You know, it's really going to be hard for me to take more hits than I've taken, God forbid, get in front of a jury and have a chance.
The documentary wastes no time painting a portrait of a mogul in freefall. And it's all thanks to footage captured by a videographer Combs himself hired to document his days in New York prior to his arrest. The footage shows Diddy pacing through hotel rooms and anxiously scanning rooftops where law enforcement is perched across the street.
Yeah, just get little cutaways of them, like looking from the, you know what I'm saying?
We also see him make an emergency phone call with his team asking for someone seasoned in, quote, the dirtiest of dirty business to help navigate his crisis.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us, whether they're from this country or from another country. It could be somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business of media. And propaganda.
Diddy is also shown moving through the streets among everyday people, even making a return to Harlem. However, when he gets back into his vehicle, Diddy immediately demands hand sanitizer, joking that he needed to cleanse himself from the very people he had just embraced.
Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs, you feel me? We gotta be realistic about what's going on out here. It's time to cleanse.
Fame through tragedy.
That's really how I started to become famous, was through a tragedy.
Long before he became a household name, Sean Combs was thrust into the spotlight through tragedy.
And I thought, over the holidays, just wanted to throw a celebrity basketball game in Harlem.
The documentary revisits raw, unsettling footage from the disastrous 1991 charity basketball game at City College, an event featuring several hip-hop and R&B artists of the time that was heavily hyped and partially promoted by Combs.
Every rapper in New York, right? Yo MTV Raps came.
I'm at City College in the heart of New York City for the Puff Daddy Heavy D first all-time celebrity all-star classic.
The gym, built for 2,730 people, was overwhelmed by nearly 5,000 fans, triggering a deadly stampede. The Reckoning highlights how this catastrophe altered the course of Combs' career. Suddenly, everyone knew his name. And rather than retreat, he leaned into the attention, launching what would become Bad Boy Entertainment. However, we learn he allegedly placed the company under others' names to shield himself from potential payouts tied to the tragedy.
He did not put the company in his name to protect him from paying families at CCNY.
Role in Tupac's murder?
Puff was very threatened by Pop. He's very threatened.
Hip-hop's infamous West Coast-East Coast feud comes under the microscope when the series examines the murders of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., a rivalry that spiraled from cultural clashes into deadly gangland territory.
Suge said, "What you mean it's gonna be all right?" He said, "Tell your mama it's gonna be all right. Tell your kids it's gonna be all right."
The doc frames the clash as partly manufactured, with Combs and Bad Boy Records allegedly stoking tensions between gangs, the Crips aligned with Bad Boy, and the Bloods with Death Row and Suge Knight.
We gonna protect our friends. So they knew. And they were our associates. You got beef with them, you got beef with me. Period.
A number of reports have come out that Bad Boy Entertainment had actually hired Crips for security work out on the West Coast. Is that true?
We've never hired Crips.
In the series, drug boss Dwayne "Keefy D. Davis recounts how he and his nephew allegedly killed Shakur, stating Combs openly promised a $1 million payment for the heads of Tupac and Knight.
He said he would give us anything for them dudes there, you know?
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah. He said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it.
Allegedly, half was given to an intermediary named Zip to deliver, but Keefy D never received any of it.
And DMAC says there had been a payment from Combs to Keefy D, but it had gone through Zip, and then that money was never forwarded.
Relationship with Biggie.
Because he knows if you make inroads on Biggie's murder, you're going to make inroads on Tupac's murder, and that potentially can lead right back to him.
The Reckoning also gives a clear look at the complex relationship Sean Combs had with the notorious B.I.G. Signed while working at Uptown Records, Combs kept his star client after he was fired, later convincing Clive Davis to buy into his vision and launch Biggie into superstardom. But behind the mentorship was alleged control. It's stated that Combs was jealous of the friendship between Biggie and Tupac and wanted complete dominance over Biggie's career.
There's a yearning for him to have that complete, total control. You're my artist, you're my best friend.
You're writing this song for like 30 days.
I pay you, you work for me.
Not long after Tupac's death, Biggie was sent to, quote, enemy turf, Los Angeles, to promote his upcoming album. And when Combs allegedly insisted on throwing a party there, it forced Biggie to cancel European media obligations.
He's like, yo, Puff is bugging. He just called me and told me, I want you to stay here in LA. I don't want to stay, I want to go. But Sean was adamant. Cancel the flight. Biggie's not going to the UK. What do you mean he's not going to? Click, he hangs up.
The doc argues this decision, quote, ushered Biggie to his death. It was also revealed that Diddy made Biggie's funeral a, quote, recuperable charge, ensuring he didn't have to pay for it.
He starts to see the price, and he says, we're going to do the biggest funeral, but Biggie's going to have to pay for this funeral. He was going to make the funeral be a recuperable charge.
Capricorn Clark was not believed by jurors.
And he was like, tell her, I have you and I'm not gonna let you go.
Those who followed Combs' federal trial will remember former staffer Capricorn Clark for her emotional, headline-grabbing testimony. Clark alleges that after Diddy learned Cassie Ventura was dating Kid Cudi, he kidnapped her, something she says she didn't report because she, quote, wanted to protect the culture.
His life would have been over then. He would have gone to jail for kidnapping in Los Angeles. But I protected you because I had more love for the culture than to embarrass him and take it all away from him like that.
She also described her very first day working for Diddy and how he allegedly took her to Central Park and threatened to kill her over her ties to Suge Knight. Yet the documentary reveals that jurors struggled to believe her story. One juror interviewed in the series said Clark's testimony often came across as confusing and contradictory, leading her to mirror the same baffled facial expressions Diddy was also making in court.
And sometimes look over to us like, can you believe they said that? In his facial expressions. What the hell did you just say? It was funny to see, because I had the same facial expressions that he did at times.
Jurors didn't buy the racketeering and trafficking narrative.
So now we are confused. What's going on here? He's beating her, next minute they're going on dinners and trips.
Speaking of the jury, the docuseries also looked at how some members grappled with Cassie Ventura's testimony, in which she detailed years of alleged coercion, substance-fueled freak-offs, and supposed blackmail videos. However, several jurors say they struggled to convict Diddy on the trafficking and racketeering charges, arguing the statutes didn't cleanly match what they'd heard in court. As for the now infamous 2016 Intercontinental Hotel footage, one noted,
domestic violence wasn't one of the charges,
framing Cassie's ordeal as morally horrifying but legally complicated. The other juror added that Ventura's desire to remain with Combs made the relationship appear very complicated.
You didn't see any forced fraud or coercion between Cassie and Sean?
That was a very, very interesting relationship. It's two people in love, you know, they are like overly love. We cannot explain. She wanted to be with him. He took her for granted. He never thought that she'll leave her. So it's like both hands clapping together. You cannot clap with one hand. The both hands like this, then you get the noise.
Diddy planned to move $200 million before his arrest.
I'm about to deposit $200 million right now. I feel good.
Another eyebrow-raising revelation in Sean Combs' The Reckoning comes from video footage of a phone call Diddy made just days before his September 2024 arrest in Manhattan.
What's up, baby? Talk to Daddy.
In the footage, Combs is seen and heard telling Dana Tron, the mother of his young daughter Love, that he was, quote, about to deposit $200 million right now.
What y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers? Shot callers, brawlers?
He was also shown bragging that the bank was staying open late just for him.
You wanna scream in the crowd, don't you?
The filmmakers present this moment as a telling snapshot of Combs' mindset at the time. a man seemingly bracing for impact, shifting half his reported $400 million fortune as federal scrutiny immensely tightened around him.
All right, I'm about to pull up. I miss you too.
Freak-offs explored.
I remember putting it on like a normal person. She took the bottle and said, no, that's not enough.
It wouldn't be a complete Diddy documentary without a dive into the mogul's so-called freak-offs, the alleged erotic sessions Combs arranged between female partners and hired male performers. And The Reckoning spotlights one such participant, Clayton Howard.
She tells me that I'm there to please her for her husband. You know, they're married, they like to spice things up.
The sex worker admits to being flown in throughout an 8-year period to engage in meticulously controlled encounters with Diddy and his ex-partner Cassie Ventura.
The process was always heavily regulated by him.
He claims these entanglements were orchestrated, monitored, and, quote, heavily regulated by Combs, down to the use of baby oil and the collection of his bodily fluids.
He's like, what's wrong with that? I was like, to each his own.
Howard even recounts being brought in annually for sessions that coincided with the anniversary of the notorious B.I.G.'s murder.
I don't know if that was his release for that day or whatever, but they always called me on March 9th.
Aubrey O'Day reads a harrowing affidavit.
I had a lawyer reach out to me in regards to an affidavit that they had received from a person that was allegedly a victim and that wanted me to be aware of something that she had seen.
The Netflix docuseries features an unsettling moment in its 4th episode when former Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day reads aloud an affidavit. The document describes a 2005 incident in which a female witness alleges that she accidentally walked into a room and saw a partially unclothed O'Day being indecently assaulted by Diddy and another man.
Aubrey looked out of it and was just lying there.
O'Day tells filmmakers she has no memory of the alleged assault and admits she, quote, doesn't want to know whether it happened. Elsewhere in the series, Aubrey recounts being pushed out of Danity Kane in 2008 after refusing what she describes as Combs' sexual advances, alleging that her rejection of explicit emails and pressure to, quote, participate ultimately led to her removal from the group.
I absolutely felt that I was fired for not participating sexually.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Bad Boy Entertainment co-founder tells his story.
It seems to be all of a sudden with Sean, and it isn't.
Bad Boy co-founder Kirk Burrowes delivers one of the most sobering accounts throughout the Netflix documentary series. For one, he alleges that Combs strong-armed him out of his 25% stake by threatening him with a baseball bat, though he still stayed on as an employee.
My door opens up. Sean walks in. He had a baseball bat, had a big attaché case suitcase with the snaps on it. The stocks were there.
He says the real breaking point came when Diddy demanded that Biggie's newly renegotiated contract be secretly altered after his death to favor Bad Boy by swapping in new pages without Biggie's family's knowledge.
Sean wanted me to change the agreement to more favorable terms for Bad Boy, and his family and mother would not know. And since he had signed the agreement, he wanted those changes to come from out of the center of the agreement and have those pages replaced with the other terms.
When Burrowes refused, he says he was fired 90 days later. Burrowes describes losing his career, being blacklisted, and even falling into homelessness. Towards the close of the doc, Kirk shares a final harrowing accusation that he too was sexually assaulted by Combs.
Not only was he abusive to me from an employer-employee standpoint, he was also abusive to me in other ways.
What do you make of these explosive revelations about Diddy and Netflix's Sean Combs' The Reckoning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.